Hey guys, it's Mr. Wolfie, and I wasn't going to make a video about the block list that has been going around, really. I was maybe going to infiltrate a little bit of my other discussions into. I was going to infiltrate it into my other discussions as kind of a side point, but I mean, if it was just about blocking people they didn't like, it wouldn't be such a big deal. What's at fault here is the way the list was compiled. The actual people that are on it, and the way everyone on it is claimed to be guilty of the worst harassment. I mean, it's exacerbated by people supporting and sharing it. It's just that, rather than keeping it in-house and private among people who just want to echo chamber or something. I mean, it's like if you were compiling a list of sex offenders and just threw in the names of all their neighbors and their family too, just because they knew the person. But even worse, you also threw in any eating establishment they had visited as guilty of supporting their sex offender ways. I mean, apparently abuse and harassment has been diluted to the point where it literally just means they didn't agree with me on something that I said. Not to mention the fact that the people that made the list are guilty of some of the worst harassment and offenses that has even been in either direction here. I mean, doxing. I mean, for a third party troll to dox is one thing, but for an actual member of what is essentially the anti Gamergate side to just go around throwing out people's personal information and then another person to stand up and say, "Oh, I agree with her doing that because that's a good idea. They need that." Yeah. I think that is a little bit telling as far as who's in the right here and who's in the wrong. They've actually proposed, and I believe it's actually being put together, a anti-Gamergate block list so that Gamergate people can use that block list to get rid of the people they don't want to talk to. Which is completely ludicrous. The whole point of this is that there shouldn't be a list of people that you can collectively block that you associate with something because you don't like them. It's basically either accusing these people of being specifically anti-Gamergate and that they are harassers, or it's saying that the block list wasn't about harassment at all, because it's just about getting rid of people you don't want to talk to. In which case, the description, this list compiles a list of the most prominent harassers, and then for it not to be about harassment, it speaks volumes about the ludicrousy of this entire scenario. I mean, since this thing started, I haven't harassed anyone that I can tell. I mean, apparently the definition of harassment has been tweaked and prodded to mean different things depending on who you ask, but all I've really done is make a couple of videos discussing with references and logic rebuttals to claims made by people, and kind of bringing some things to the forefront for people outside the entire movement or whatever to see a little bit better. And then basically, like on Twitter, a lot of what I do is post words of encouragement or links to music and say, "Hey, keep up the good fight, guys. Here's some, Star Fox remix music for you that I found that's pretty cool." And that's all I really do. And then I retweet stuff. But I mean, I made the list. The list, as far as I can tell, and as far as anyone else can tell, is actually illegal. And it's probably going to get shot down eventually. I mean, I was basically told that if I answered the question, "Are you now or have you ever been a part of hashtag Gamergate?" correctly, that I would be put on what is called the white list, which is the list of people that aren't to be put on the block list or the blacklist. It's easy enough to just back down and ask for mercy and be put on the white list and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not really associated with these people." But that's not what I'm going to do. I have never actually claimed to be a part of Gamergate, and I refuse to throw innocent people under the bus just to get my name taken off a list that I don't care anything about in the first place.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.